Yo, what's up, everybody? Man, I don't even know how to start today with all the everything going on around where we are in the world. But we're here Thursday. Southern California's on fire.
Surrounded by fires, but
Everything's on fire.
the four of us are lucky to be safe, and
Yeah. But yeah.
Sucks for all the people who are not safe and have lost their homes. It's been pretty horrific around here.
Yep. And you definitely
we're lucky to have even power right now and internet. That works.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't even have power back yet. That's just crazy.
No, and they're not even assigned yet, so
yeah.
Not going to be streaming from home anytime soon.
All right. Well.
What
on a lighter note, we got an awesome episode of Skeleton Crew this week.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to sit down and like get out of all the fire stuff yesterday and watch the episode.
Yeah, escape for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And not be a fire-based episode.
Yeah, thankfully.
No,
but there is actually Star Wars news, guys.
Oh, great.
Well,
yeah.
Are you talking about that thing you sent me earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's a major development.
It is, but it
you got to say it in the old-timey news voice. Major development.
This just in. McMahon cast the Ray Stevenson replacement.
Oh yeah. Can you put that picture up? Put that picture up.
Picture? There's a picture?
Yeah, the one of Ray Stevenson next to the one that you sent.
Oh, I don't.
In the meantime, I should have put Mustafar as my background. What was I thinking today? I'm going to be looking around for that while you're doing that.
I don't. I
look for the most like.
That was in our a text message. I don't even know how to add that in here with any kind of
you can go comment it in the YouTube comments on your phone.
Yeah.
and then share it on here.
Well, you like and subscribe.
I would do it if I wasn't on my phone.
You just email it. Let me see if I can email it to you, Lobo, and then and then you open it in a window in a tab, and then it shows up. But, anyways,
remember, folks, we're live here.
That's good. Yep. That's good
news.
This is
how we do
I'm
it.
glad they found somebody good to replace him. So I'm stoked about.
He's actually, I think they said that he was actually friends with Ray.
Wow.
Right.
So. And yeah, Rory McCann was probably the best thing of Game of Thrones the entire way through.
Yeah, it's a perfect choice.
I missed the news because I knocked myself out of the stream for a second, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess you don't know the show anyway, so. They cast somebody to replace somebody that passed away.
Well, okay. Is it who's reporting this other than the Insnider?
It's the Hollywood Reporter. That's
the Hollywood Reporter did it. Okay,
that's essentially Hollywood Reporter is essentially an internal leak.
Because
when they want things to get out, that's you tell it.
The article I saw said Insnider.
Right,
and he's a scooper technically.
I didn't actually. I didn't read the entire thing. They do source it from that.
So I think it's a good call. If it's true, it's a great casting call.
No, they got confirmation. The Hollywood Reporter says that they have it confirmed.
Okay.
It's like you got it when Variety or the Hollywood Reporter says it, and then they'll probably actually check it down before they report it.
Okay.
Back when there was actually news organizations.
Maybe Lobo knows this one.
People did the due diligence.
So last week, the episode that I missed the stream. There's a Hutt eating his servant there. The voice of the guy says not again. That was a cameo, but I cannot find the name of the person who did the voice for that. So maybe Lobo knows.
From
That was-
no,
Yeah,
That was
I think it was the
2
director
episodes.
of the episode, but I could be wrong
Uh-huh.
about that.
I
Oh,
have
the
no
one who
idea.
I feel like I read something about that.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
The voice actor for Not Again was one
Yeah,
of the
not
directors.
again. Something like that. Yeah. So
I would actually have to go look.
no, it's not worth looking up.
All right.
But it was a cameo, so those are fun little things they put in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's not a recognizable voice like the voice that we got this week, it's kind of, I didn't know I don't know what that director sounds like. He never yelled at me before. Like, but I recognized Stephen Fry when I heard him this week. So,
Yep.
but yeah. What else is there? Fire, Balin Skull replacement, and yeah.
TikTok
The good
is
thing
getting
though,
banned.
the good thing about
Star Wars.
the casting for Balin Skull is everybody got used to seeing that. What's his name again? I already totally spaced on it.
Which one? Which guy?
Who in the what now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm mildly lost at the moment.
Roy
I think we're all a
McCann.
little lost at the
Roy
moment.
McCann.
All right, Roy McCann.
Rory.
Yes, being live. Rory McCann. We all got.
Listen.
If you watch Game of Thrones, you know what his presence is like. But we also got him in all kinds of scar makeup the whole time through. This time we're gonna get him no makeup. Probably well make as normal face looking as we can. So it's different enough from the character that we all got used to him playing for 10 years. How long was Game of Thrones on?
Or, yeah.
I
Or
never watched
completely
it, I have
not
no idea.
recognizing in Hot Fuzz.
Oh yeah.
Hot
He was
Fuzz
the
is a big
gross-
deal. That's funny.
Yeah, he was the Yarp guy.
I don't know who that is.
Narp.
Trolley Boy.
Yeah, the giant trolley boy.
Feels
Yeah.
like you guys are speaking another language right
It
now. I have
was,
no idea what you're talking about.
I know
Either one of
Hot Fuzz
either
is
one
familiar.
of those shows or
Hot Fuzz was
IPs.
like a comedy. I just know that.
It was a movie, right?
Yeah, it was
With,
about cops, right?
What's his name?
with S733 and Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
That's his name, Simon Pegg. That's
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's been in other Star Wars stuff.
One of the
Yeah.
Cornetto trilogy.
Oh,
Which, if you don't know this, I have completely failed. Well, now we know what we're gonna watch. But also our skipping around a bit. I'd like to remind people that we've been inhaling like smoke and toxic stuff for the last
Yeah.
I
like
got burning ashes in my
72 hours.
eyeball.
3
Can't see
days
it.
now. My throat hurts. I'm coughing.
My sinuses
Not-
did bother me today. So the air
I
quality.
don't think our lungs are working efficiently enough. So we're just
Imagine that
constantly
cloud.
being
I took
yeah.
photos today. That cloud is going towards downtown, man. Must be terrible down there.
Yeah, for sure. I've been pretty lucky at my house.
Okay.
The air didn't get really bad here until today. Now by some miracle yesterday, it was like good
Nothing
air
wrong.
quality, but
Ooh, Shin Hottie.
not today.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, I don't. My computer's not doing what I want it to do. Sorry.
Nothing's working right. It's all right. It's
No.
live. We're on fire.
Should I give the name of the episode?
We're that meme right now. You know?
Yeah.
We
All right.
we are. It's
Oh, should I give the name of the episode?
Yeah.
no. I just wanted to show that though. There's those guys.
Oh,
right,
Huggies.
Huggies ad.
Oh no,
That's what you need,
no.
Lobo. That's what Lobo
No.
needs.
Stupid
We
ad.
are
Huggies
not
syndrome.
sponsored by Huggies. I mean, they can sponsor us if they'd like, but this is not intentional.
Yeah, no.
Just a good old hijacking by advertising.
It is.
Don't worry about it.
I can't even figure out how to close the freaking
There's
thing.
not even an X to make it go away.
A-holes. It wasn't there until I shared it, and then boom.
I knew.
They know.
Wow.
They have,
Today is
Streaming
off to a great
trends, yeah.
start, much like the year. All right. Well,
All
let's
right.
get into the episode. What's it called?
Lee, I
Um,
got ahead of myself. The episode's called "We're Gonna Be in So Much Trouble," directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who's done Twisters. That's his most recent movie. He did a bunch of other movies too that I'm not familiar with: Minari, Abigail Farm, Lucky Life. Anyways, and then it was directed by Christopher Ward and John Watts. I mean, written by Christopher Ward and John Watts.
Didn't this same director direct like one of the earlier episodes of this season?
Yeah, these guys are like almost the showrunners, I think, right?
The writers.
They're writing it. They're directing it. The episodes.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the last couple episodes are gonna be good. Yeah. So we get another prologue.
It was a
right?
cliffhanger, right? Oh, that's
What?
right. Do you need to go out?
I'll come handle it. Sorry.
He's literally talking to me.
Okay, I'll be right
He's
there.
like woof, woof, woof.
All right. So
And forgive me if I have to turn my camera off because I'm
no,
having,
it's
I think I got ash in my eye or something. Hot pokers.
there's all kinds of debris flying around out there.
I need a eye patch like a pirate. If it's
Yeah, like that reuse.
Yar.
Then we'd have a proper skeleton crew.
Got to have a guy with an eye patch.
Do we have anybody in the chat? No.
Do we? No, I don't think so.
I thought I saw a message there, but it was just
No, there was.
Jimbo.
Yep. Yeah. So we get a start with the parents. So every odd numbered
I'm wondering
episode
what's happening to them.
has the parents. Except I think the next episode the parents will be there because of the way this episode ends.
Yeah.
All the characters have rejoined.
All the characters are in the same spot for the first time, pretty much.
Yeah.
All the main characters, at least. Well, I mean, the only pirate is Jod. The other pirates haven't landed yet. But
what's kind of funny about this is that they're so bad at being like subversive because they've just been like, faculty or staff in this place.
Yeah.
right.
So they're just kind of clumsy. Like, I'll run with it.
They've never really had to challenge authority in any way. You're right. So they're not very experienced at it.
Well, I feel like didn't a few episodes ago, Fern's mother made a comment about her having a rebellious streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
which opened the door to her doing
which
this
is probably
kind
why she got the farthest on the relay race.
yeah. I totally thought they were gonna stun her and she was just gonna fall off the cliff. Because she stands right at the edge of the cliff to let this thing go. I'm like, that's a bad place to get stunned.
Right. So let's.
I don't think the droids wanted to do that though. Remember, their priority is to be safe, humans.
Right, but it was a very.
We're going to stun you to save you.
Yeah, that's what they're announcing. They're going to stun you for your own safety.
Yes.
But
I kept hearing "stop you."
It was
we will
very
stop you, but maybe they were saying "stun."
They said "stun."
No, here we go.
You watched it with the subtitles, so.
Yeah, I always watch it with the subtitles, and if I have time, I'll even watch it with descriptive audio. Just to
I can't do it the first time because then I'm looking down. I have like the spectrum where I'm not paying attention.
Where I watch at home, the screen is a little bit up, and the actual subtitles for every show are at my eye level. It's perfect.
I mean, that's the problem. I don't want them on my eye level. Like I watch it on a 55-inch, but it draws my attention away from like processing the sound. It's hard to explain. I can't watch it with subtitles the first time. Then I'm all just reading instead of like absorbing.
Okay. But that's what they say right there.
Yep, I see it. The second or third time I watch something, I can watch it with subtitles, no problem.
Right. Well, yeah, because you kind of know what's happening. But the
oh, should I take mine off too? Okay.
Well, I take mine off because I can't see my phone.
my glasses are literally so dirty right now. I can't. It's driving me crazy, and I don't have a cloth.
Right.
So the communicator device itself looks kind of like
a piece of crap.
It looks like a. Some people were saying it looked like ET's ship,
kind of,
but tiny. But it also kind of reminded me of Yoda's escape pod at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
that he flies to Dagobah in.
It's where form meets function. When you just need to get up and down through the atmosphere, we just get like a dart, kind of
right
diamond shape.
It's just I was trying to find one that had a good light, but without being able to zoom in, I can't really get a good shot of it. But oops, that's not the button.
Let me figure out what the USB drive was for. It was to give it the codes.
Yeah, to give it the codes to break out of their
defense network.
The barrier.
Yeah.
The barrier.
Right. So we finally get to the kids on the ship. Oh wait, yeah. I kind of skipped over that. All the parents are stunned and collected by the security droids for their safety. And yeah, it was kind of
after their weird relay race.
Yeah. It did also present KB's parents as kind of like tech kind of tech savvy, I guess is the right term. And
which makes sense because they've got trackers on her and stuff, so they know about stuff.
They rebuilt her better, stronger, faster.
Whereas all the kids are like their parents in certain ways, Neil's mom is not like Neil, where she's like very much action and like risk.
Yeah.
Like
she's like, I'm gonna run with it.
Yeah. She's the first one who's like, I'm gonna run with it. She was also the one who was spearheading, like taking the codes when they took the codes.
Yeah.
Like she brought the hardware and said, you have to do it now.
Well, I mean, she's, got the most kids.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
She's got the mom instinct.
super mom instinct.
The rest of them are single parents. So yeah.
Don't tase me, bro.
Well, not single parents, single child. Like they're single child homes, except for Neil's family, which is a herd.
Caffeine's working.
Good. Caffeine is good. Vitamin C. A. Yeah, so we find the kids running through the hallways of the. Is it still the onyx cinder, even though it shed the onyxness of it?
Unclear.
They're still calling it that in the episode.
It's more onyx than ever.
So the kids are running through, playing slap ball through the onyx cinder, which allegedly Neil's good at. So I wonder if that's going to actually come into play somehow.
Oh, is that what they were doing?
Episode.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're just there's kids bouncing a ball in the hallway.
But he didn't mention that game, so
God's gonna throw a thermal detonator at him, and then Neil's gonna bat it back because he's good at slap ball.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
I can kind of see that happening. I mean, they had those. Remember in episode 1, the Gungans had those explosive beach balls. So, or whatever the heck they were. But yeah, so 3 out of the 4 kids look like they're having a good time, but not our boy Wim. He's
emo.
He looks pretty brooding. He is the
opposite.
But it turns out
homesick though.
But he's he knows he's going to go back and have to take his placement test, and he whines about it.
Yeah,
waste
Can he?
disposal.
Yeah,
he's got wanderlust, and he's gonna end up a janitor because he didn't like study for his test.
yeah. I mean, he's like totally doubting everything he's done so far. You know, and
we're if we're not doing like the perfect hero's journey, he's at rejecting the call.
right. Oh yeah, yeah. And all the other kids that are like, no, you pushing it was great. It was one of the best things that has ever happened because we're the ones who got to go on an adventure, and that makes us
And almost die.
But the thing is that
almost
like,
die multiple times.
It's come full circle though, because he was the one who wanted to go on an adventure, and now that he's been on adventure, that's why he's rejecting the call. But it's more sad that like it's coming to an end.
Yeah. Yeah, he says everything's going to be the same.
Right.
Go back to that.
But Fern, she tries to, isn't she the one that says all of that?
He's seen his glimpse of the bigger world though.
Yeah.
And going back to his little tiny like island
house where his dad doesn't pay attention to him and he's by himself most of the time.
It's bigger than that though. It's literally a reflection of the isolation of that planet as well.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, the views are going up on this show. The ratings are going up a little bit.
The ratings and the hours watched or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, people were off for a couple of weeks for the holidays, and probably watched it and went, wow, this is pretty good. Let's get our friends that are looking to watch Star Wars to watch some Star Wars.
It helps that there were some strong episodes too.
Yeah. Yeah, not a single one of these episodes so far has been what the hell did we just watch in a negative way.
No, not at all. I'm always bummed when they end.
The closest one for me was the that planet, the fake Adam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like
the one where they learn about the giant cannon on top of the school.
Yeah, it was like the closest thing to like a filler episode, but that was it. It's not. I still liked it, but that was the one that the momentum felt to slow down a little bit, but it picked right up after that.
Right.
Now, do you still think this should have been a movie? This series? All these 25-minute episodes?
Yeah.
I think it would have been a great movie.
This would have been a hell of a movie. It would have done gangbusters at the theater.
I would have loved to see it in the theaters too.
As much as I like getting Star Wars TV, when we're like totally off topic about this, but live stream. When they announced that they were going to make a Star Wars, when George Lucas said he wanted to make a Star Wars TV show, that was back in the days when a TV show had, a lot different structure than it does nowadays. And a season was anywhere between 17 to 26 episodes on average.
We did talk about this on stream last week, didn't we? Where we were talking about how like the Honeymooners first season was like 50 episodes.
And
they were like studio
and
slaves.
shows that like people like were really into, like that's like, I don't know, sci-fi comic booky fringe things. Like I don't know, I immediately, for some reason, for me, I go to the Arrowverse, right? The CW had 1 hour long superhero shows, sometimes 5 shows a week for like 10 years, and that's kind of what I thought we were going to get when they said Star Wars TV. And we got a quarter of it. Yeah, it looks beautiful. It sounds great.
And let's be real though, the reason that
these could have been movies and made a buttload of money, and then they could still put them on a Disney Plus later on.
But it's you miss bigger. Your misses are more amplified, whereas this way the goal isn't necessarily like the one big hit of like what our box office is. Instead, it's keeping a thing that's people are talking about for like 2 months at a time.
Right.
And it continues the like conversation, because that's like kind of what the difference between like what the current like argument between streaming and like normal release schedule.
You mean like weekly episodic
like,
releases or binge model? Because that's like that. Because if they start dropping things Netflix style, binge model style, just make a movie instead.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna keep doing this stuff week by week, yeah, that's cool. But at least, can you at least make them an hour?
Right.
Just fill it in. Like, get some stock.
Like a TV hour. Can you give us a TV hour?
50 minutes, 48 minutes.
17 minutes off of the full hour. Like the therapist hour, 45 minutes.
I am kind of bummed that this show, we're on episode 7 already, though, because you feel like you're just getting to know these characters. You had some really good character development in the last few episodes, like the acting chops. I feel like Fern, the actress for her, is like she's gonna be big.
Oh yeah,
she can.
I could see these kids having their own spin-off Star Wars like movie franchise.
Oh, I was just saying in general, like acting, like movies and films, they're gonna be. They got chops. They got acting chops.
Well, I mean, look at the showrunner for this show, John Watts. He's responsible for the new Spider-Man stuff, and
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland and Zendaya are like huge stars now, and they were kind of nobodies when the first Spider-Man that they were in came out. They were just starting their careers. And now they're in all kinds of blockbusters. And what did you ask? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just wondering if like that combo, like those Spider-Men are done.
Oh no,
they've had 3 films.
There's a Spider-Man 4 that they're working on later this year. But that's a different Disney property. Yeah. That's the one across the way. But yeah, it's the guys running this show make great movies, so there's no surprise that this show has been a great show.
The chemistry is good. I especially in the episode that I missed.
That was such a good episode.
Where they get their shit back. And all of them.
Yeah.
Like with
some
KB shut
bonding.
Off. I thought KB was dead for a second.
Well, that's intention. I think a lot of people were like, are they going to kill off one of the kids? And then that happened, and there was like people were like, oh my God,
2.
This is it. They're going to
I gasped. I was like, oh no, they can't kill her.
Right?
Can't kill kids. Not these kids anyway.
What's the name of the bounty hunter in Boba Fett? The woman.
Fennec Shand.
Her compartment reminded me
of the back of KB's
because there's
head.
a bunch of space. They put like the network card with like a ribbon cable and they just shove it into this open space. It's like, is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's hollow.
There's no tissue in there. It's unnecessary stuff. Everything's more efficient now.
You just reminded me though that like that's kind of how certain things work. You just like put it in the gap and just shove it in. And what I'm referring to is the way you put in a surgically reattached kidney is that they kind of just set it in your guts and then seal you up. There's like no, they don't stitch it in like thing. They just like toss it in, sew you up.
Yeah, I mean all that stuff's not it's just in a wrapping. I mean, look at what Johnny Storm looked like in Deadpool and Wolverine. Just.
But it's no wonder KB is like resting. There's nothing in there. It's just rattling around. Exposed to air.
Capturing all kinds of moisture and salt and all kinds of other funky stuff.
She needs some packing peanuts.
Yeah. There's got to be some kind of
she needs silicone packet.
And and just like seal it up there and some waterproofing.
Yeah, some insulation foam.
To be fair, she's never supposed to be away from home this long and not have constant maintenance.
Right. No, she's normally in a very controlled environment. That whole planet's a controlled environment. So controlled that the outside of the planet looks like freaking like Neptune or something. And it's
The
just
camouflage works.
Camouflage works. So back to the show. Back to the show, off the crazy rambling about last week's episode. And
that's what happens when you're oxygen depleted and surrounded by fire and smoke. Hi, Travis.
No, it happened to us last week.
Travis Barker.
It did not. We did really well last week. We only went an hour and a half, and then we talked a little bit, but it was fine.
Right.
Let's say I stumble across a planet that looks like that. I'm going down.
No,
that does not look like a good planet for a ship.
No, because even like if you look at like the back, like the left side of the screen, you can kind of see like it looks like storms going.
Yeah, off. It's swirling. Yeah, it's swirling and gassy looking.
You're looking at Jupiter. If you go too far into the the top layers, you're going to get crushed by extreme temperatures and pressure.
Yep,
it's a gas giant.
Yeah,
and storms and
yeah. What better camouflage? Nobody
make your planet look like a plasma ball.
Yeah,
exactly. So the pirates are all scared crapless, and Jod's got to stick to this is it. We got to go in. Even calls Brutus stupid. And he's like, the planet's been hidden for 100 years. Do you expect it to just be floating in the open?
Look at that face. He's such a twerp in this show now.
Right? Yeah, he's definitely not my favorite character.
I'm getting my way now.
I love Jude Law. He's great.
He's still my favorite character in it. He's still my favorite character in it.
Oh no, his arc is great. It's fantastic.
I guess he's my favorite character.
Advice to Wim. He was giving life advice to Wim, whatever it takes.
Yeah, now he's just a punk ass, calling him weak and saying all sorts of horrible things.
He's getting close to his prize, so his patience is wearing thin. Like he's just like,
right.
I'm so close. I'm so close.
Travis, Brutus may as well be voiced by Seth Rogen. He's such a doofus.
I agree with that one. But he finally gets them to agree to at least attempt to send somebody down. And Brutus, one of my crew, fly to the storm, and they send down the only crew member that we know that has a name.
Gunter.
Oh wait, yeah, no, I guess Gunter's got a name. There's like 3 or 4 of them that have a name, but like
Kona.
Oh wait,
Gunter,
I skipped
Brutus, and then I'm like, that's it. I got 3.
I did skip a little bit. They were gonna throw Jod out the airlock again.
Yeah, but he finds a way to talk his way out of everything.
Yeah. That woman constantly sticks up for him. I can't remember her name. There is a name for her, but I forget what it is. And apparently that actress was on Orange is the New Black, but I never watched that. But that's where she came.
I watched that. How do I not recognize her? I'll have to go back and look.
You mean the
she's not wearing a prison jumpsuit and she's dressed like
no.
Yeah, the older lady was definitely on Orange is the New Black. She was like one of
I didn't even catch that.
She was one of Kate Mulgrew's, she was like one of the cafeteria ladies too, I think.
Oh, okay.
And, Kate Mulgrew's people.
Yeah. Definitely going to go back and look at that because I wouldn't have normally caught that, but deprived of oxygen over here.
And then we also got the ship. The kids show up, confirming that they're in the right spot.
Good timing.
And that was so
I like the whole sequence where they had the volunteer to go down into the
right, but they send down the squid face guy, oh god, what are those guys called? I can't remember the name of the species. Quarren, that's it.
Yeah, Quarren.
they send down the Quarren
they're
guy,
squid people.
and he's got the cut off tentacles and very, very piratey. This is the guy that was looking to buy his own glow weed field or something like that. I don't know what glow weed is.
Glow weed? What's glow
Yep.
weed?
I'm thinking it's Star Wars weed.
I think it's I think
Kind
it
of
is
sounds
too.
like it.
I mean, why would a pirate want something that doesn't get you loaded, right?
Yeah, true.
Or is worth some kind of money to black market.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, a pirate wanting like, a tobacco field or or a sugarcane plantation or something, something to make rum with. But yeah, so he flies through the storm and explodes. Like, no surprise there. And they're gonna throw him out
it
the
takes
airlock.
a minute.
Right?
He thought he was going to make it for a minute there. They all seemed pretty shocked when they lost comms with him.
Yeah. I mean, Jod very much had them all believing.
I mean,
what was going on.
Yeah.
Weren't you convinced with that song?
The what?
His shanty? Didn't that win you over?
Oh, yeah.
There was a story that came out about the sea shanty, and that there was basically just lines on the page, and he sang it.
Oh. Whoa, what was that noise?
Mabel and her giant mammoth bone. She hasn't been able to go outside in days because of the smoke, so I luckily had some bones to give the dogs to occupy their poor little brains.
So shortly after that dude blows up is when the kids show up, and they get
Brutus gets all pissed. Do they throw him into the airlock immediately?
They get him pretty close to the door. He's like halfway in the door, and then the kids come out of hyperspace.
Oh yeah.
And then Jod's like, "It's the ship. Get the ship. The ship is the key."
Yeah.
And they get the kids locked in a tractor beam, but we did get another cool shot of kids seeing Atten from the outside for the first time.
Yeah, that was cool.
And they're like, "This is what the outside of the grid looks like. This is crazy." So, sorry, I should have. Yeah, so they get caught in a tractor beam, and Neil's got this great line: "We're dead meat. We're pirates meat."
I chuckle.
And I'm really what you say there, Travis, is expecting the Panama by Van Halen to be in that cockpit. It would have been fitting if they put some kind of Star Wars rock music playing, but kind of like how when Sabine is cruising down the highway in Ahsoka, but no Earth music. So far, we haven't got that song that we got in the trailer in this series. So maybe it was just for that trailer, but I feel like it's going to end up in this.
We have next week.
It's going to be the end credit song for next week.
Yeah.
But
I can't believe there's only one more episode left.
But we get another, so not only looking. So treasure or no, I'm going to kill you for first chance I get. Now, I think this right here is why what happens in a little while happens.
For sure.
Because
Jod's like, okay, got to make sure to take him out.
It's like, okay. Yeah, exactly. It's self-defense. He's a freaking pirate captain. So we get the Onyx Cinders loading ramp go down. The kids are ordered to get off the ship, but we get finally.
I knew this was going to happen.
Right?
It finally happened.
We've seen it a couple times.
Right? We get the.
It's pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just.
I didn't know it was going to happen. I did not know it was going to happen.
They've been
on the
playing with it,
ramp.
so they got like good with it, you know, to control.
Yeah, they got good. They were playing. See, like, if this had like 25 episodes, and the kids were playing with it and getting better with it every episode, being able to snatch a pirate like that would be a little more, you know. I don't know.
Pretty fantastic.
I guess maybe if KB's controlling it, it works. She just hack in and uses her own hand to control.
Right.
But yeah, so we get Brutus grabbed in the claw that was teased for weeks and weeks. And
Man, it would be bad if anything happened to him while he was this, like, you know,
right,
unable to respond in a claw.
And the
why
kids
did he go in? My only question is, why did Brutus go in first? Usually the pirates are chicken, and they're going to send in their underlings first. So.
Because the ship was only children.
Yeah, he can't show fear.
That he knew that much he knew was a for sure thing.
I have a feeling he felt like he was losing control of the crew, and he had to show.
Yeah, some strength. Yeah. Then he got bested by children.
He was already on the way out.
Yeah. Well, I guess he kind of got bested by children. He dropped his gun there, and there's Jod's boots, and that's
they throttled him a little bit.
You know, the kids. Yeah, I think it's funny that the kids like think that them holding that captain is like negotiation. Like they can negotiate with that guy. Like the pirates are gonna worry about what happens to that guy, and they're just like, no. Once that guy's gone, we pick a new leader. That's how this works.
Like, yeah, the next guy in charge is like up. Who's up next?
Yep. And then we get one of the most unexpected things in all of Star Wars, and that's Jude Law
summary execution.
Yeah, just
executing a person.
That did not surprise me.
What?
Jod killing him.
I didn't. I thought Jod was gonna kill him.
This is justified, though. I know we're gonna have disagreements about this.
No.
How many times has Brutus already attempted to murder Jod that we've seen?
5.
And worse than that, the original plan was to just let him rot until he dies.
Right.
No, I think the original plan was he was being held until they had his quote unquote trial.
Because
that's what the guy that he steals SM-33 out of that guy's storeroom. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm surprised that Brutus let you out right before your trial.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna have a show trial. Gotcha.
Right. It was just gonna be the next time we go fly somewhere, we're gonna take you with us and throw you out the airlock. Mm-hmm. They just hadn't gone anywhere yet.
Yeah.
He wasn't even worthy of flying somewhere specifically to dump.
Yeah. No. And it was just going to be just for show. And probably they were going to do it in front of other captives to scare somebody else, you know, make a big show about it because pirates are, you know, kind of showy. Mm-hmm. I mean, why else do they dress the way they do? They're fabulous. But yeah, so Jod kills Brutus, claims captainship. He's back to being what do they call him? Captain.
Not without a little bit of a fight though, right? Oh, over Brutus's people.
Yeah, once Brutus is dead.
I was skipping ahead. I was thinking about the ship later on.
Are back to being Jod's crew because Jod was the crew. Silva was the captain before. Yeah, exactly. So he just took his crew and his ship back because he said, like he said, they love him.
Yeah.
Like
no, I was skipping ahead. Sorry.
You know, if the kids grabbed Jod and said we were going to kill Jod, or they
I think the pirates would have responded the same way. Like,
yeah, 100% exactly the same way. But they might have been a little bit more.
So there might be one or two who are willing to actually like take a shot, but nobody was willing to take a shot for Brutus at all.
Right. Yeah, because like no, they didn't even open fire. The claw came down and grabbed him. They didn't try to pull the claw off of him or anything. There was no rescue attempt even made. But I mean, KB was being pretty intimidating.
I'm sorry about that. It's okay. Okay, the obituary that Jod gives though is entirely accurate, and that's probably why no one really cared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutus was a stinking backstabbing mutineer.
It wasn't that good, and he even points out that
he was a fine first mate, but a bad captain.
Yep,
they barely made enough to get by under him.
Right, they're all starving. He made a big old speech about people starving last time.
But they were still starving under him.
Yeah. So. Yeah, sorry. This is what I've been staring at for the last 5 minutes.
So he kills him, and then
he kills him, and he's immediately giving orders.
Right.
You know, he calls for the robot, which he just calls 33 now, and they stormed.
And apparently someone,
yeah. I
mean, someone goes back for Silvo's hat.
Yeah. Someone kept it. They didn't throw it away, which was kind of surprising. Here we go. We got Silvo and Smee. And they find the message from the kids' parents. And I think there's been a lot of people saying that they think that Jod was upset with the transmission because it was all mushy and he didn't have anybody looking out for him when he was a kid. But all the kids hear their parents' voices from the other room. And we get... where is it? I don't know how much we get all the different parents, you know, making their pleas to their kids to come home and be safe, like, you know, helicopter moms do.
Well, Fern's mom making the point that you're not in any trouble.
Yeah.
You're in deep trouble.
She's like, we're in so much trouble. But also Wim's dad also says something, and you know, they give the, you know, little bits of tips. Don't tell anyone where you're from, because
and they said, oops.
And now, you know, Wim's got this, I don't even know how to describe that look on his face there. He looks like he's about to start crying.
Evie's parents completely say where they're from.
Right.
Please come back home to Adaton where you belong.
Yep.
So it's like that kind
of none of the other ones said the place, huh?
No, they just said like home.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that message is useless. If they weren't in orbit to receive that message.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the actual time, like,
also
how much time has happened between when they launched that message and their actual arrival. They might have been able to get it somewhere else. But
what I mean
think
is,
it was just
I feel like
coincided.
whatever network whatever internet they were transmitting to, or HoloNet is long gone.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
they're using some old weird dial-up,
They were trying to send a message on AOL in
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah,
They're mailing a floppy disk.
right. I mean, that tech looked straight out of the 70s. So, I mean, maybe even the 50s. When did ribbon cable come out?
It's old. Just a
Old.
bunch of parallel wires. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah, I know, but like,
Yeah, it's like the fancying up of the old, like literally just copper bus cables.
right.
You just have an array of them. Then we put them in like a sandwich of plastic, and that's much better.
Yeah, plastic sandwiches. I mean, that's
Yep. It's the
delicious
future, man.
plastic sandwiches. So Jod gives this speech to the kids. Oh yeah, not yet. That's not yet. I almost skipped ahead too much. Jod starts giving orders like he's the captain of this ship when he's now the captain of the frigate. And there's a big argument about
the rules.
Wait,
Yeah.
did we skip my favorite part of the episode?
Which part?
Where they're like, we need to come up with a plan. And
Attack!
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no planning. Just
Yeah.
straight. That's the highlight of the episode right there.
Yeah.
that was
Like Fern, like he's.
Wait, what are we gonna
greedy.
do?
We can work with this.
Yeah.
yeah. Fern's like, we can trick Jod.
Yeah, he's
And
greedy.
then, yeah.
Hi, Slarv. We have a comment.
Hi, Starve.
Why does that remind me of Snarf? What's that from? Is that from
Thundercats?
He-Man? Oh
Thundercats.
yeah. But that's not the same name, obviously. But it just reminded me of Snarf. But then they have the whole take backsies thing situation.
Yeah.
Unclaimsies.
It's brought to John's attention that he cannot be the captain of two ships.
Yep.
So there's actually been some discussion about this actual part of the episode. Some people were like, this is so inconsistent for 33. But I feel like by her, basically she disputes his claim to the ship. It allowed 33 in his protocols to make a decision for himself.
Yeah.
It opened a loophole. He's like, thank you. Now I can actually make a decision in the situation.
Now I can punch this guy right in his stupid toilet bowl helmet.
Yes.
Yes.
Short-lived, unfortunately.
It's like when he gets punched too, there's like a big chunk of metal comes off the helmet.
Yeah, he's out cold.
Yeah.
That's probably my second favorite part of the episode. When he gets that just donkey punched and knocked out.
Definitely deserved it.
But then SM-33 gets everybody off the ship. I don't know what they were thinking about just throwing them. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I play too many video games. But they didn't loot, right? I mean, look at what my channel's called. I know about loot.
Yeah.
When you defeat your opponent in Star Wars, you take their weapons.
At least take their weapons.
At least take their weapons. And if they got armor, you take their armor too. And then you throw them down the ramp. I mean, look at what Luke and Han. They took some stormtrooper armor when there's some unwanted guests on the Millennium Falcon. There's precedent for it.
They took
their guns
and the arm. Yep, they had to complete the uniform.
But these kids, they just have SM-33 push the pirates off the ship completely.
So far, So far, the only person who's a murder hobo is Jod. I mean,
yeah,
he completely has been looting everything he can get his hands on. Finds a nice blade, finds a lightsaber eventually. He's not passing up the opportunities for loot.
No, he wants it all.
right. But even SM-33 pushing people off the ship, like, he's a pirate. Why isn't he looting?
But he's a droid. What does he need it for? Maybe he just knows that they need to get out of there.
We saw him last week when he can't. Was that last week or the week before? When him and Jod come out of the manhole next to the ship at the resort, and they're both just drenched in pearls and all kinds of other gold and whatever jewelry.
Yep.
But so I was wondering around this part that so the ship starts powering up. I don't know why they just didn't turn the tractor beam back on. It's not like someone went and sabotaged it, unless we got like a 30-minute episode cut out or something. But right when the ship starts moving, Jod goes no, and he gets up, and then there's like some light from I'm assuming the engines. But when they do show the pirates all run up and start shooting, I was trying to find a better shot, but I couldn't. Jod is not in this shot of them shooting at the ship.
All those pirates in that bay should be barbecue. If you punch it outside of the inside.
Well,
the
it's
bay.
not. It's not. It doesn't look like it's being punched. I know.
I just say that's what they should have done as a parting gift.
I know.
It happened in Force Awakens, okay? Remember Force Awakens? The Falcon turns its engines on in the bay and blasts everybody backwards.
Right.
They get blasted backwards. They should be toast, but
that's not normal. That's like also turning on your car engine and hitting nitrous. Like, you don't. That's not a.
The other thing was they pointed out before that it's an older ship design. They were like, look at the thermal intakes.
Yeah.
They were blown away by how old the ship is.
It's got Boeing engines.
Yeah.
As long as it's not got Boeing doors, right?
You don't know how the drives work. It might not be actually hot, that kind.
Yeah.
It's what I would have done. I would have just
it's kind of hard to know. And also
or at least blow them backwards.
Yeah, there should be some at least some
recoil.
Kind of force.
But yes, I was half expecting the tractor beam to be turned back on. But you know what? They're leaderless, so they're incompetent, inept.
Right. Sorry, just random Urkel moment.
These machines. Did I do that?
No.
He didn't say it yet. He hasn't said it yet.
Those orbital machines that we saw on the fake at Atten. These are the things that we see in the atmosphere this time, right? They're actually still working. So that other planet lost its barrier, basically.
Yeah. And it got noticed. And so there's been a lot of people on some of the other Star Wars streamers that I've watched. There's been a lot of people discussing were the other jewels, were they also mints? As you know,
I think so, but who knows?
And that's why, Akron looks like the way it does because they got invaded.
Mm-hmm.
And
the defenses collapsed there.
Yeah. And it's just
it's
just been a war since because.
And it could be the other way. It could be like the other way where it was an internal conflict that basically caused the collapse of their infrastructure, leading to the collapse of the defense.
There's endless stories.
That's true.
Planets.
Yeah,
that's true. Like a group of people find out that they're being secluded from the rest of the galaxy and want to revolt, and then there's the group of people that want to keep the status quo,
keep the order.
Yeah. The first order. What? What? But So they get in on the on this ship that's from Atten, I guess.
Oh yeah, and they at least try to chase them with the fighters.
I did like that pirate and the fighter following him. Listen up, you kids! Turn that ship around.
Yeah, you know he's toast at this point.
He's more than toast.
He's burnt. He's like those crumbs from the burnt toast at the bottom of the toaster.
Mm.
But the kids finally get through the fog, and they're blinded by, it looks like sunlight, but it's not. It's just it's just their planet. I don't know how physics work. I don't know how a sun can shine through that haze, unless that haze has a part of it that
one-way mirror.
Right, like maybe there's like a sun that runs like a program that's on the inside of the.
So is this basically a small Dyson sphere?
It's like the Truman Show.
A wizard did it.
Yeah.
Small Dyson sphere.
Sure.
Either that, or it's like something where the actual atmosphere is opaque enough for this direct sunlight to come through at the right angle, basically directly onto the planet.
They did have day-night cycle. They did show day-night cycle.
Yeah.
On so they got it figured out.
Right.
It might be artificial. It could very well be artificial.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bullshit like I know some optics and say there's some diffraction index of it coming down directly, and then that can give you sunlight, but then it'll keep it from being like seeing through the transparency of the planet. Something like that. Give me some. Or a wizard did it.
Wizard. Space wizards. It was the Bindu. Well, started getting more windy over here again. Sorry, my door just blew open. So we get this. The kids think that they're all safe, and then this happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, BlahBlah gasped audibly.
I did.
And I was like, oh.
Okay. But he is a droid.
Still.
Right.
And
it's not good. Like, their only defense against this guy is now gone.
He's such an ass.
Yep.
God.
And I totally thought he was going to step on the rat too.
Right.
So did I.
That would have been
Fluffy or
not that
whatever.
much.
He
He's a
just
bastard,
kicks
but he's
it.
not that much.
He just kicks
The
it.
fact that he didn't step on it makes me feel like the rat's going to come like eat his eye out before the show is over.
Vendetta. That rat's pissed.
Yeah. That rat is pissed. And these chairs, like
it's Space Boo for the people who play Baldur's Gate. It was a miniature giant space hamster, which was the exact same size as a normal hamster, but hyper intelligent and trained to go for the eyes. So let's fingers crossed for that little guy.
Right.
yeah. So
I'm telling you, Jod is the most relatable character.
He is. And the way that he just kind of lays into the kids about, their behavior the whole time is just. There was an interview with with Jude Law.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying there was one episode where I had to scare them. I wonder if it was this one.
Yeah, probably.
Uh-huh.
This is the one where he treats them the worst, I think. So
yeah, he just goes to town. He starts telling them about it's a good thing I know what your parents look like, because now I can hunt them down and chop them up into little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
when he starts telling them to get on the floor,
he
gets real serious with them. Yeah.
And I mean,
A-hole.
I'm trying to get a pause. He's threatening them with the lightsaber. You could see the blue glow in his face.
Mm-hmm.
He's
like waving it back and forth in front of them, right? Like,
and you could hear it.
Yeah.
He looks like a very angry Sting. Doesn't he look like Sting? We watched that documentary last week, and I'm like, dude, Jude Law is turning into Sting.
They should do a project together. That'd be hilarious. They should play brothers. Sting should show up in the finale as Jude Law's brother.
As Fade Raban.
So
you could totally understand where he's coming from in his resentment, though, because like if the backstory theories, if the backstory theories are true, where he basically is like, you know, survivor of the younglings or like one of the Order 66 survivors, and he's basically been like a hard scrabble life ever since then. Yeah, some children of privilege are going to piss him off. They're going to that's going to be grating.
Annoying children.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So he gets the kids to shut up and be quiet, and he's decided that he's going to say what he needs to say to get to land. And the ship is in an automatic landing program, just like it went into when they landed at Akron earlier.
Anybody else think that this is the stupidest plan, though? Like going down the well of a planet that has a defense net like this, and then like, oh, I'll just open the gates for my frigate.
It's all seemed a little ridiculous to me.
Well, think about, like, I don't know. I've seen all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Pirates are pretty dumb.
Okay, so let's say that
they have kind of a one-track mind. They're like, we are gonna get our thing, and then what?
Okay,
yes.
Then the rest of the universe knows that there's this thing there.
Yeah,
and then every pirate in the galaxy knows that there's this thing there. And then the actual authority, whatever authority there is, knows that there's this thing there. At which point, there's no gain because you're trapped in a bottle. How do you expect the level of this planet, like when you're like have a defense net that
they have those. Remember those build a ship in a bottle? It's usually a pirate. It's usually a pirate ship. So,
I've never seen one of those boats get out without breaking the bottle.
No, but yeah. So we get a scene during the episode of the parents. They are in some kind of an office, and
they're in detention.
We have KB's parents calling it out. The problem is you droids don't listen. And it's true.
What do you mean?
Because why would a droid listen? The droids have programming. They don't need to listen to anything. But all the parents are in trouble. I never noticed it, but this is kind of a weird sculpture, isn't it?
Very religious looking.
It's not like the other ones that have the different species where it looks like a community. Is
that Tommy in the middle from the Who's Tommy?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to play pinball?
I don't know. Also, it looks vaguely like Leia, like
right. Yeah, I know it's got that flowing princess thing that she had going on in episode 4.
Recording the message.
Yeah. Someone's only hope.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get abruptly Stephen Fry's voice over the PA. Citizens of Manhattan, this is the supervisor speaking. Very Wizard of Oz like, right? Like very.
Yeah, but now I'm even more in the tank for him being like a computer.
Right?
I think it's going to be the pirate, Renaud.
You think it's going to be Tack?
Let's see. This is the thing is they.
We can go back to the other one.
He found Adin, and then he's like, now he controls it. So he's like, I got my.
Well, it's better than the theories that it's Max Grebo in charge.
That's great.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not Max Rebo because he's been off the planet too many times to go on tour.
True,
but I don't think the Tack Renaud is alive. I think Tack Renaud was dead on the ship because
he got stabbed by his concubine.
The hat. Yeah, he got stabbed by his concubine.
Yeah,
they don't say if he survived it or not.
Yeah,
but they do say that he got stabbed. But also,
maybe he was that one skeleton being pinned up by the blade.
Wim is wearing the hat that the hologram of Tack Renaud is wearing. So it's like, what are the chances of two different pirates or a pirate captain leaving his pirate hat on a ship? That doesn't seem very pirate captain-y, especially not Disney pirate captain-y.
He didn't need it anymore.
You ever seen Hook without his hat?
Nope. Wouldn't even recognize him.
I mean, we see Jack without his hat, but he's always looking for it.
Exactly.
He's always trying to get it back.
He cashed in. He became soft, and he's.
But no, I hate to break it to you. There's a bunch of scenes without Captain Hook with no hat.
No, I know, but not
There's
like
so many scenes.
Not without it like nearby though.
What's funny is that they were in trouble, and then all of a sudden this ship arrives, and then everything's cool. They're just like, okay. The robot, like in mid sentence, what does the robot say? The droid right before it steps out. Oh, it says like stand by or something, right?
Yeah, just like he's like saying something. We listen and then stand by for.
You're in serious trouble, and then all of a sudden, never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah.
We have a mint shipment. Everybody stopped their work.
It's probably the first one in a long time. So.
He says,
"Strike."
This is what happens.
Disney lawyers. Disney lawyers incoming.
Oh yeah, did I have that up the whole time? Whoops. We were always available for, and then, yeah.
And then he says, "Stand by."
And then they stand by, and
they're gonna offer some therapy sessions for him.
And they announce that there's an emissary arriving, and we get pretty good look at the city. I'm assuming that's the school there in the center, because and then there's the tower in the background there, the supervisor's tower. How big is this planet? Like,
it's normal size, but it's just one settlement.
Is this everyone? Because like there's like suburb rings. You see how it's like?
I noticed that the rails.
And it's just, I don't know. It looks nice.
It's a very small population for a planet.
It is, especially a mining planet. But I guess if you don't have to have miners and you just have droids doing the manual labor, that's safe-ish and good. But when they announce the ship is coming, though, KB's parents like KB's life meter. It's KB's back because they have a reading. So the parents get all excited. And the ship starts coming in for a landing via the X-Mansion style. Just the ground opens up.
And you can tell it hasn't been opened up in a while since there's a layer of dirt and grass on it.
Well, I think.
And there's people sliding off it. They don't really.
There's people sliding off. It basically flings people off it. It starts opening up, and if you aren't smart enough to run downhill, you're gonna fall.
And do they think it's an emissary because they were able to get through the barrier? Is that what that's all about, or did I?
It's the correct ship, and
it's that they have. Yeah, it's the right ship. They have the right clearance codes because that's what made them not get shot down. And probably communicating with Jod, he's saying, I'm the emissary, because he heard the recording of the parents telling the kids to go find an emissary.
Oh, okay.
I also think that
my brain is not working.
Neither is my camera.
I would say, yeah, are you in Zartan mode or like Firefly mode?
I have no idea.
You're doing the Barry Allen shaking his face too fast so you can't see who he is when he's not wearing his mask because of the flash.
There we go. It found me again.
But as soon as the ship lands, though, they slap it with some anchors.
Yeah,
that ship is not going anywhere easy.
I was thinking that TAC probably intentionally crashed it off grid when the autopilot took over.
Yeah,
because now they're on lockdown.
Yeah, this shot is intentional. They're not going anywhere.
Pulling into the central courtyard of like at Atten's industrial base. I don't think a pirate would want to do that particularly.
No, and so I just thought of it right now. That thing raises up out of the landing platform, raises up out of the ground, right in front of the building with the giant cannon on the roof.
Yep.
Like, it's, I mean, yeah, the cannon's not out and present. I was trying to find a shot where it was more like level, like
it good, it's like an anti-aircraft battery covering an airfield.
I couldn't. Whoops. I didn't mean to have that up the whole time there. Whoopsies.
If you have a facility that has spacecraft coming in, you have an anti-aircraft battery.
Right.
Especially if you're pulling it in, you're tractoring into the landing pad. Someone who's not authorized, blast them.
I'm in your base, killing your dudes.
All your base belong to us. But yeah, it's okay. I guess it's not as tall as the roof, but.
Get to the gold, man. The credits.
Get to the gold. The gold credit, like
hard
so.
Credits.
So yeah, Jod starts making demands. I mean, he's not even dressed nice. He looks like Lando in a trench coat. I mean, look at the guy.
Yeah, his facade is wearing very thin. Like
these droids are not smart.
He can't even keep it together to act the part, I guess.
Right.
He's just like.
And
winging it, not giving a.
Which is what Fern was pointing out. He's getting greedy and he's going to mess up. So that's what we're going to see in the next episode.
Right. Yeah. So the droids give their supposedly what their usual protocol would be. Planet-wide protocol requires any visiting emissary proceed directly to the MIT to begin offload procedures. Now, offload procedures of that ship,
what have they got?
Unclear.
Like, is they're bringing supplies, or is there, because they're not going to load the ship? They're taking stuff from the ship, it sounds like to me.
The supervisor has a taste for Twi'leks and expects a shipment every couple decades.
It's plausible theory.
Yeah, that's
straight to the vault.
Straight to the vault.
So it must be something valuable, obviously, if the offload procedure takes them straight to the vault.
Right. So they're just going straight down the hole.
It's a sphincter.
Yep. Mechanical Sarlacc pit.
It's pretty cool. Very, very Fallout vibes with the vault.
And
also made me think that how deep they're going, like how much whatever those Dataris are made out of, like have they mined?
Right?
It's just been on auto mining for centuries.
And nobody's been taking them.
Yeah.
Like they don't leave the planet like they used to. I assume they
Right.
used to leave the planet. I don't
What
know.
was that?
Semi-regular intervals.
On the way down, what was that machine?
Which machine?
The-
Like when they get to the bottom?
No, halfway down. What's that with the big arms and?
Was it the mining machine?
Is that the mining equipment?
Oh yeah. It looked like an auto forge or something.
Okay.
There was like arms
This thing?
like, moving.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that?
I think it's a forge.
Yeah, I think it's where they have whatever they're mining melting down, being cast into the little
Credits.
the dactyries or whatever you want to call them.
The Taris, Dataries.
Dataries. Because that's something that's been bothering me this whole series. Because Qui-Gon Jinn in episode 1, Phantom Menace, I thought he said dactyries.
Uh-huh.
But apparently the line is spelled Dataries.
Well, he is Scottish.
So it's dataries,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how you read it.
Yeah.
And
If you have
he
a
was the first
corresponding
person to
accent.
say that on camera. And
They
now
all have Bitcoins on them. That's why they're data.
I like the Dataris better than.
Yeah.
Datari
Datary-
sounds
Datary
like
sounds
currency.
weird.
Dataries.
You don't know
sounds
where
like-
that dog's been.
They've lost the plot. I'm having a hard time keeping them at bay right now. The stupid fires. Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we finally get to the bottom of the bottom of the pit. In the meantime, Jod has told the droids to keep the kids on his ship for their safety and whatnot.
Come
But he's
along,
finally,
children. Come along.
yeah. So the kids are on the ship. Jod's at this giant metal door, and he's got to be in just super excitement mode. And they open the vault, and he asks, "Remind me, how many of these vaults do you have?" And their answer is one more than necessary.
Yes. For George Lucas's phone number.
Mm-hmm.
For also
Well, technically,
the prisoner transfer cell block
Yep.
number from the very first Star Wars movie. I mean, yeah, of course it's all.
Did he ask how many others there are? So there would be 1,140.
Maybe.
So there's too many.
I
think he asked how many total, right?
How many
Oh,
vaults
yeah, okay.
like
Total,
how
yeah,
many
it was
vaults
how many
like this
vaults.
do you have?
Yeah,
So,
and that's total.
Yeah. That would So they could give him if he takes this one, or if this one is somehow lost.
He has the Fort Knox problem though. Like how
I know. What are you gonna do with all this? Just swim in it like Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, you're gonna just fill your
I
pockets
mean,
with it?
It is Disney. It's a giant underground vault. I mean,
he's gonna be spitting the Taris at the end.
I mean, he's
already started.
It starts to flow like water. I mean, I'm just gonna let it just play just for a split second because it looked weird to me.
Mm-hmm. It does remind me of Scrooge McDuck. He's kind of like got gold fever. Like he's just irrational now.
That's not
well.
Good.
I mean, that's a pirate. That's most pirates. They have that. They have, like you said, gold fever.
He has no practical way of getting it off this planet. He's probably going to get found out any second now.
But he's also, this is like
no way to communicate with his carrier.
He actually got to a treasure.
Yeah.
But his problem this entire series has been once he gets to the treasure or the thing he wants, getting out has been a problem every time except for the one time. And even that one time looked like a real problem that we didn't get to see. Like him escaping, like having to go back for SM-33. Like, that was the smoothest escape, and literally the entire port was shooting at him.
Yeah, exactly. So we cut back to the kids looking all dejected, sitting on the ramp. I mean, that's the right word, right? Dejected.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're just bummed out. And then they see a little skiff come down with, looks like Wim's dad, Fern's mom, KB's parents, and Neil's mom. So
Yeah, they just
only
totally
one
let him
dad.
go.
Only one dad shows up.
Mm-hmm.
KB doesn't have dads. She's only got two moms.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make a show called My Two Moms. No.
And Neil's dad must be real busy.
And Neil's dad's got
He does have a lot of kids to take care of.
17 other children to take care of, right?
That's true. Yeah. He's got like 3 to watch.
Yeah, he's got a herd. Yeah. But where's Fern's dad? They don't address that at all. Or second parent.
No.
Yeah. Where's her second parent? Someone who's like the what's the job that Fern's mom has? She's the undersecretary.
She's a high
or something like that?
undersecretary, yeah.
Yeah, undersecretary.
Wim's dad and Fern's other parent. I mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Wim's mom.
Yeah.
They had an accident.
You still got it backwards. Fern's dad
Mhm.
and Wim's mom had industrial accidents.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Is that really what happened, though?
No.
So
No.
I was wondering though, like I meant to mention it, but I got distracted when they were coming down the elevator. If Fern was thinking, "Oh my God, I thought the mines underground was just a lie that they tell kids to behave,"
Mhm.
but there's actually
Mine.
That was true.
yeah,
They don't put any kids to work there, but there's definitely mines there.
yep.
Well, that we've seen yet. There might be kids working somewhere down there.
It might be where they send people who break the law.
Gonna turn a corner and it turns into like Temple of Doom.
That's what I was thinking. You know, there's a guy pulling out this heart. Talima. Kalima.
Mola Ram. Yeah.
Oop, wrong
But there's no
movie.
gators, so it's okay.
Space Gators.
But we have this joyous reunion thing going on here. You see, Fern and Farah.
Nothing can go bad now, right?
Neil and his mom and KB and her mom's. What can go wrong? But here comes Ja, just kind of nonchalant and sauntering up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Once again,
like,
what is his plan here?
Maybe he thinks they can help him get to the, the supervisor.
Off planet with like only one ship of.
Right. Well, I mean, he's got to get.
No, he's
got to
now.
get.
He's like super greedy now. He's gonna think he's gonna take the whole planet somehow. Like
he wants the frigate full.
He wants.
What do you think he wants to say?
He wants at least one of these vaults loaded onto the frigate. At least.
At least.
Well, I mean, how much is going to fit?
It's going to be like leaving a trail of Datari's, like when it takes off, just like dropping out of it like glitter.
Right?
It's like too many. That's too many.
But then again, he's down here and they can't track him. Mm-hmm. As far as they know, outside of the bubble,
he's dead to them.
He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had the communications as long as he had the communications, and they became jammed.
How long do you think like the pirates are going to be like, well, he's dead, time to leave?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or do you think let's rally a plan to attack this planet and risk all of our lives?
He did try to communicate with them.
They could start calling other pirate clans and bounty hunters for backup.
Mm-hmm.
We could get a total planet bombardment. They go scorched earth. They go, they could, it's not an un-Star Wars thing, un-Star Warsy thing to do.
But unless you're the Empire, in which case, like blowing up Camino. like through conventional means. I mean,
Star Warsy. I like that name. You need a shirt, Lobo, that says Star Warsy.
I think I've seen him.
Really?
I think. But yeah, so Jod walks up and he just whips it out.
What?
This is Disney.
Yeah. We're talking about his sword. And the kids all know of the threat that this guy made. The parents,
I thought the kids might try to say something when they were hugging and greeting each other. I thought maybe somebody would be like, but I guess they're too young for that, like, subtle, hey, something's not right with this guy.
It's gonna be really, really funny next episode when they all just like gang rush him and push him off the edge of the mine.
Well, that or what if Jod does a like a fencing style pirouette bow and introduces himself as I am Jedi Master BlahBlah, whatever fake name he's going to use. Right?
Like this has all been a ruse.
And I have brought your children home to you, and I am the hero, and try to play it in this, he's trying to play to who he has to play to in order to
making some lemonade out of these lemons.
Put off a conflict. Because right now, if he starts slicing and dicing, he has to take care of whatever security droid that he's got to kill. All these these 4 little families, all the security droids, undo the buckles of the landing gear, load the ship up by himself. Like, there's too much work for just one dude. He's got to schmooze his way out of here somehow.
Also, I really noticed that a lot of those droids had like rifles.
Right.
Ready to go.
I mean, even if they just stun the crap out of him, they'll be able to subdue him and disarm him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's got the force or whatever, but I still think the only force powers he has is pull and push.
I've never seen the force stop a stun. It stops an actual, like, the Kylo stops a bolter, but he doesn't stop, like, no one ever gets shot with the stun and action.
Maybe that's why they're big rings. It's like they go around the
right around your hand.
Yeah, it's too big. It's too big to aim at the whole thing. You can't just grab like the kill point. There's too much impact surface to it.
They just got to learn one thing though. Like, don't all just shoot one at a time. Everyone just seems to shoot like, oh, okay, it's my turn to shoot.
Yeah. Well, that's how the stormtroopers do it too. Like, it seems like I mean, even
bad guys, one at a time.
Even when they get Princess Leia in the first movie, it's there's one set for stun. Only one guy draws his rifle on her, and he gets blasted. And then instead of 2 guys shooting the next time, it's just one more guy.
Combined arms, guys. Check it out.
Yep. It works. But yeah, so we're just left there at the end like that with Jod standing in front of those families, ignited lightsaber in hand, and what's he gonna do?
A real painful cliffhanger.
Yeah. I don't know if he has schmooze power in him to sweet talk his way out of this. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he does because he was pretty good with the kids in the beginning, but
yep.
I think he's past that. I feel like he's past that point now.
But he's got the kids. He's got the kids thinking that he's going to
kill their parents.
He's going to chop everybody up into little pieces, and they've seen it. They don't know what the extent of his force abilities are, but they've seen him use the force. The first time they met him.
So they do.
Now he has a lightsaber. Like,
so they have the incentive to play along.
they have massive incentive to play along with whatever he says, to hopefully he'll just go away.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Maybe
Neil,
KB has some special communication skills where she can like warn her parents or something.
like some kind of Morse code thing, like she could just kind of
Yeah,
tap out.
something. Yeah.
Maybe, but
I just assume that the
there
kids
was
are
that
going to work with
whole
the parents to figure this out, though, when they finally do like come clean. Like Fern and her mom are going to figure out like, oh, there we go. Well, the opening.
Yeah.
Once again, back to his like, you exploit what you know about him. He's greedy, and
Yeah.
like getting more like hasty and everything.
Yeah. So there's yeah, I feel like Jod though is gonna try to pretend to be someone he's not again.
Well, of course.
We're gonna get another alias, and I think ultimately next episode the kids are gonna end up saving Jod.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I mean,
from Gunter or somebody like
right. I mean, he did kind of get them home, sort of, in some weird way. I mean, I'm still hoping for some sort of redemption for him. Yeah. Right? I don't know if we're going to get it, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Like, I feel like if you look at the way Jod killed Brutus as self-preservation, kind of like a self-defense kind of deal, because
Brutus has been trying to kill him.
Brutus is going to try to kill him again.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. If you look at
it like that, it's
preemptive self-defense.
Jod is proven himself to be able to roll with the punches, to read the room and act accordingly. Like when he needs something, he does what he thinks is the right thing to do to get what he needs done. And it's usually, in his own selfish best interest, and no one else's interest. But I feel like there's a scene that was in one of the early trailers with Jod telling the parents that there's either bounty hunters or pirates on their way.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't seen that yet, but maybe I'm misremembering, or it could have been trailer magic. They do that sometimes. And then there's a couple shots of them all in what looks like a intact overseer or supervisor tower, looking up at something. So I'm sure that all the parents and the kids and possibly Jod are going to be brought up to talk to the supervisor at some point, and he's going to call them all slackers, and it's but yeah, I don't like this. I don't know, having to wait a week this time this one I think hurts the most, because it's going to be the last episode. Yep. Everything's got to come to fruition. Every little hint to everything's that hasn't played out has to play out.
We have no idea what the great work is still.
We don't. I still have a nagging feeling that it is going to be somehow financing the First Order. Because otherwise,
did we mention that the concept of the great work from alchemy philosophy basically was transmuting things to gold?
No.
Oh, well, it is.
No, yeah, we that's a good point. Yeah, no one's.
I forgot to mention that, I guess, but yeah, that was one of the goals of alchemists was to turn lead or other materials to gold.
The Sorcerer's Stone thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Guys, I gotta bounce. My eyes just killing me right now. I can't.
All right.
I think we're done anyways, pretty much, right?
Yeah. We got there to we got to the end. Next week should be fantastic.
For sure.
Probably do it again on
I'd
Thursday.
love to sit and blah blah, but it's been a long few days.
It has been a long few days.
Or like someone said, I feel like, didn't we say this in the studio before? It's been 20 years since yesterday or something.
Something like that.
That's what it feels like.
Exactly. Well,
hope everybody's safe.
Yeah, stay safe out there.
Excited for the last episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be
we'll be back.
Gonna be awesome. Yep. Nanu. And may the force be